Mr. Speaker, the President's Justice Department sold weapons to narco-terrorists south of our border who killed one of our finest. The President's State Department lied about Benghazi with false information provided by the White House. The President's Attorney General authorized spying on a Fox News journalist and his family for reporting on a North Korean nuclear test. The President's Justice Department confiscated phone records of the Associated Press because they reported on a thwarted terrorist attack. The President's Treasury Department uses the IRS to target political opposition. The President's Health and Human Services Secretary pressures the insurance companies she is supposed to regulate to promote Obamacare, which is the same law she uses to force citizens to pay for abortion-inducing drugs against their religious liberties. Mr. Speaker, the President's dishonesty, incompetence, vengefulness, and lack of moral compass lead many to suggest that he is not fit to lead. The only problem is that his Vice President is equally unfit and even more embarrassing.
So all in all, this was a pretty shameful day for Washington.
I don't connect the dots,
Julian, I'm telling you, drop the liberal thing and focus on the reality thing. You have one entity after another going after the American people. You have one system of government, one agency, one department after another, essentially doing the same thing. You can call that conflating. I am telling you, there's a pattern, and you're just shrugging your shoulders. But I guarantee you, Julian, if it were George Bush doing it, you would rightly be all over it. All to keep the politics out of it and see the pattern collectively. As I said on this show and many times before, these stunning and sweeping assaults on our personal privacy should worry all Americans, because this is not left or right, this is wrong. And when key House Democrats, including New York's Jerry Nadler and Virginia's Bobby Scott, want hearings on these NSA invasions, it is clear that they think something is wrong. And when Democratic Senators Mark Udall and Dick Durbin talk about government scrutiny that goes beyond the standard, it is clear they think something is very wrong. All of these invasions of our personal privacy under the guise of protecting us, they're just wrong. And it's no longer about keeping us safe. This is about keeping us safely under the government's eye. And it is clear the government is watching all the time. So I am not here now, nor was I this weekend, to hear anyone trying to protect a president, any president. I wanted to focus on protecting people, all people, because these are not isolated incidents, my friends. Julian might warn about conflating scandals. I worry about the totality of these scandals. As I told him, the incidents may differ, but the pattern is disturbingly the same. Government abusing its rights by taking away ours, a Justice Department that spies on reporters, an IRS that targets conservative groups, then conservative donors, a Health and Human Services Department that strong-arms companies into promoting a health care law, the NSA ordering Verizon to surrender millions of Americans' phone records, then going after the likes of Google and Apple and eBay to get a hold of other records, other emails, our emails. Forget about cluster. Does Custer ring a bell? These issues surround us, my friends, and to minimize their threat or slough them off as individual incidents, each bearing no resemblance to the other, makes a mockery of us all. That is why I got angry. That is why I interrupted Julian, who is otherwise a friend. This is foolish. And that's why, after repeated attempts to get him to shut up about making this a political discussion, I simply decided to cut his mic. Now, some of you found that rude, but I found subjecting you to the same old tired back-and-forth talking points on what are now systemic assaults on our civil liberties, well, that would be even ruder. So I did something I never do. I lost it, but for good reason. This isn't just a scandal, my friends, or a series of scandals, or even scandalous behavior. I have no idea how high up this goes, any of this goes, only that it goes, and goes, and goes. Part of a business-as-usual pattern of assaulting the liberties we've apparently taken for granted. Realize what's going on here, and whether triggered by a Patriot Act initiated under a Republican president or one put on by spying steroids under a Democratic president, the results are frightening. Rifling through our taxes, collecting our phone records, spying our emails, our associations, our friends, our families, our lives. Now, if this is not worth getting hot and bothered, frankly, I don't know what is. This is not about some fair and balanced debate on a story, because there is no fair and balanced way to debate the core of our liberties. Just my view, just my show. Either we have them and enjoy them, or we do not. And the next time someone reduces it to a left-right thing, you bet I will cut in. And if they refuse to step back when I warn them, you bet I will cut their mic.
So all in all, this was a pretty shameful day for Washington.